What's going on, guys? WrestleMania here with another roundup of the wildest wrestling news and rumors you need to know. Today we're talking about TKO allegedly wiping away Vince McMahon's legacy, Ridge Holland's shocking claim, the real reason Giulia dropped the WWE Women's US Championship, rumors of an AEW tag team walking out, AEW eyeing a former WWE star, a rapper getting kicked out of WWE, and plenty more. Let's start with the big story. TKO reportedly trying to erase Vince McMahon's legacy. A new report suggests that TKO is aiming to move past McMahon's influence in WWE, not just distancing itself from the current allegations, but shifting away from the accomplishments that helped build WWE into a global powerhouse. So what exactly are TKO's plans, and why are they looking to reinvent WWE's PLEs? During an appearance on the main event with Andrew Merchant, TKO President Mark Shapiro made a surprising statement: "A lot of our PLEs were really created by Vince McMahon. We need to get in the business of taking that torch and moving past that." He went on to highlight new events such as the heavily criticized WrestlePalooza, WWE's first PLE under the new streaming deal with ESPN, acknowledging the event's rocky reception but praising the concept, the launch, and its merch performance. Shapiro credited Nick Khan and Triple H for developing WrestlePalooza, calling it a potential super franchise. Shapiro continued to praise Khan and Triple H, emphasizing their energy and willingness to take risks. They never seem exhausted. They're ready for a new shot, a new risk, a new opportunity. He explained that many current PLEs came from the Vince era, and TKO intends to build fresh events that reflect the company's new direction. It's interesting to hear TKO leadership talk about creating entirely new shows, but WWE has always experimented with its event lineup. At one point, the company even considered dropping Survivor Series, one of its big four shows. WWE has repeatedly retired long-running PLEs, revived old ones, and even moved certain classics to NXT. And honestly, we should all be grateful we didn't end up with a yearly Great Balls of Fire PLE. However, some fans wonder whether this push for new events is really an attempt to distract from growing issues with creative direction and declining ticket sales. WWE Creative has faced heavy criticism this year, especially surrounding Jey Uso's push, John Cena's heel turn, and Cody Rhodes' current booking. Even more worrying are reports of sluggish ticket sales and underperforming TV ratings. While WWE still draws strong crowds overseas, where supply is low and demand is high, sellouts in the US are becoming rare. In many cases, it's WWE's higher ticket prices, not higher attendance, that are keeping live event revenue stable. And once WWE loses its mainstream cool factor, the company could be in for a rude awakening. Is TKO really making the right move by trying to distance itself from Vince McMahon's legacy? Could they even do something as drastic as getting rid of WrestleMania in the next few years? Next up, Ridge Holland's shocking claim. We have a new twist in the GoFundMe situation involving recently released WWE star Ridge Holland. As we covered yesterday, Holland, who has been dealing with injuries and financial struggles, had a GoFundMe launched to support him and his family. Rumors quickly surfaced that WWE was pressuring current talent not to promote the fundraiser, even though Chelsea Green publicly supported it and pledged $1,000 a month. But now Holland is speaking out. He told fans, "Thank you all for the incredible support shown through the GoFundMe campaign. However, I want to clarify that I was not aware the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. This sudden shift has sparked even more speculation, with some critics accusing Holland of mishandling his finances or questioning why he needed donations at all. However, Jinder Mahal has responded to those critics, and he didn't hold back. Mahal, who donated around $2,000 to the campaign, pointed out how financially vulnerable wrestlers can be, especially under WWE's independent contractor system. He explained that people seriously underestimate how little NXT talent actually take home after expenses. Between travel, gear, maintaining a high-level athletic physique, gym memberships, supplements, and then taxes, there's not much left. Now imagine trying to raise a family on top of that. Add rent or a mortgage, car payments, groceries, and personal health insurance, all without being able to work because of an injury. And once WWE lets you go, you lose WWE's coverage for wrestling-related medical costs. Mahal noted that Ridge is staring down possible neck surgery with no steady income. Many fans assume WWE contract equals huge money, and while top stars do make great income, the reality for developmental and lower-card talent is far more complicated, especially when injuries hit. Next up, the real reason Giulia lost the WWE Women's US Championship. Giulia fans are still furious after her US title loss to Chelsea Green on SmackDown, not because she dropped the belt, but because she was squashed in just 1 minute and 38 seconds. Her reign was already lackluster, but the manner of the loss has fans heated. Interestingly, a new report suggests the title was taken off her to elevate her. Corey Hayes of Bodyslam. Net reports that the plan from weeks ago was to transition her into the main event scene. Whether that plan is still intact remains to be seen, but it could explain the sudden shift in her booking. And that's why she took the loss to Chelsea, at least according to the current story. Giulia herself reacted to the defeat, tweeting, "I'm angry at myself, Chelsea, and everything. That's really funny, dumbass. Just watch. I'm going to tear it all apart." The idea that Giulia could still be in line for a major push is encouraging, but her SmackDown booking so far has been mediocre at best. She beat Zelina Vega for the US title back in June, but only managed 2 defenses before losing it, both against Mishan and Zelina. No offense, but those aren't exactly the top names in the women's division. Logically, if WWE planned to elevate Giulia, you'd expect stronger booking from the start. Then again, WWE has a long history of suddenly propelling mid-card talent into main event programs with minimal build-up, often creating situations where fans feel the undercard star has no chance. SmackDown is desperately thin on top women due to injuries and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss being tied up in tag team work. You'd think that would make Giulia a priority from the moment she arrived. So does WWE actually have big plans for her? Or is this another example of WWE's infamously chaotic booking? Next up, WWE is reportedly very high on new SmackDown call-up Lash Legend. Legend appeared on this week's episode, attacking Alexa Bliss during Nia Jax's match against Bliss's partner Charlotte Flair, and later aligned herself with Jax. According to WrestleVotes, WWE sees real potential in Legend and plans to make her a regular fixture on SmackDown, at least paired with Nia Jax for now. WWE often shows early optimism with new female talents but just as often fails to follow through, leaving many lost in the shuffle. Still, Legend showed real promise teaming with Jakara Jackson, and her partnership with Jax might freshen up Jax's presence, especially with fans tired of seeing her constantly in the singles scene. Next story, AEW is reportedly interested in former WWE nil prospect Zeta Steele. Fightful Select reports that AEW contacted her back in October, and while nothing is official, the interest is real. Steele recently announced she chose not to renew her WWE nil deal, saying, "I'm incredibly grateful for all the knowledge, experience, and opportunities I've gained, but I have to do what's best for me. I'm only 21, I've already done so much, and I'm just getting started." Steele has been competing in Evolve and appears ready for a bigger platform, whether that's in AEW or elsewhere remains to be seen. Next, did a tag team walk out on AEW? Reports say that AEW's new duo, Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise, walked out of a recent episode of Collision. PW Insider claimed the pair were supposed to put over Tay Mello and Anna Jay, but balked at the idea because they had already lost in their official debut the week before. However, Fightful's Corey Brennan clarified that the issue wasn't about refusing to lose, the team reportedly felt they weren't given enough match time. Newell then tweeted, "Not everything you read is true," and Elise added, "We have so much to say, so hopefully we'll get the real truth soon." So clearly there's more to this story. And finally, a rapper has been kicked out of WWE. Westside Gunn is officially done with WWE after claiming he was removed from Monday Night Raw in Buffalo even though he's been one of the company's biggest celebrity supporters, spending over $5,000 on tickets alone. Gunn tweeted that he's been front row at nearly every major show he could attend and that wrestling inspired him so much it made its way into his music. He also claimed someone in WWE threatened him, saying his entire catalog could be demolished unless he stripped wrestling references from his work, references he insists were meant as homage. Gunn suggested jealousy from one unnamed WWE employee was behind the situation. Gunn has appeared in AEW before, famously accompanying Swerve Strickland to the ring at All in 2024. Sports Illustrated also noted that Gunn recently released the third Heels Have Eyes mixtape, featuring Virgil and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase on the cover, a cover that even ended up displayed in Times Square. What do you guys make of all this?